Hi, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your Lunar New Year reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and it gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm. So, thank you so very much for doing so. So, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Interesting. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Okay. So know what you're thinking is probably there are reverse cards and I don't like that. And that's understandable, yes, but this is a very intense year and it's being shown in the tarot as such. So it comes things come across more powerfully and more they hit harder during this time. So just be aware of this that this is the Wood Dragon year of the lunar calendar and this is going to be a very intense time. Dragons symbolize power, nobleness, honor, luck, success. A dragon year is epitomized by activity, right? Going after things like activity and reaction. So it is a very intense year that we are going into. So knowing that and knowing that wood fuels the element of fire and the quality of a dragon is enhanced by this because dragons, of course, breathe fire. The wood fuels that. We're going to see this time being so intense, so powerful. All right, we have the Four of Wands reversed. Now, this can make us question. This can make us question what we're devoted to. This can make us question how we're moving things forward. We can see this as moving house or, looking at things very differently. Things that we thought were a set up structure, like this is going to be there forever. We might be looking at it and being like, I want things to change. So just being aware of this during this time. We need to look at balance. We have here Sagittarius energy. This is temperance reverse. Now, it can be that if we have Sagittarius in our chart or Sagittarius in our life, that this energy kind of it it's like nails on a chalkboard. It goes against our energy for one reason or another. So do be mindful about this during this time. With temperance, there needs to be a balance, and we're looking for that balance. We can be all or nothing. So just be very aware of that, Libra. We need that balance. We are represented by the scales. We need balance within ourselves. The Eight of Wands, we are going to be moving very quickly. We are going to like a really, really fast pace, which is great, but we need to slow things down. We need to slow things down and connect with what we want. We can be very present. Well, it's interesting. It's like we can be very present in the past and in the future, but in the right now, we're going to have a hard time. So just being aware that the past can seem more real than the present and the future can seem more real than the present. It's going to take a bit of work to put ourselves in the right here and the right now and really ground us and really see what we desire, see what we need. With the 10 of Pentacles reversed, we can have a bit of the green-eyed monster coming out. Like, no joke. We can find ourselves getting jealous. And here's the thing with everybody during this time that I've been seeing in the cards is that everybody can be just a little bit jealous. You have more than me. You have this. You have that. I want it. Just think of Smog in Lord of the Rings, dragons. Now, I don't know Eastern dragons very well, the myths of Eastern dragons, but I do know the myths of Western dragons. And they hoard. They take what they want and they'll take what other people value and they'll hoard it away. What does a dragon need with a maiden? But they still steal them from villages. So we're going to see that here during this time is that people are going to be really looking at what other people value instead of what we ourselves value. So that's also going to be another really big lesson during this Wood Dragon year. It's like, what do you really value, Libra? What do you really want? Because it'll be very easy for us to say, oh, okay, you need to be wearing those labels and you need to be doing this and you need to be doing that. And now I am successful. Awesome. But we won't feel it because we're not being authentically true to ourselves. The Page of Cups, we need to connect with the emotions of our inner child. We're not going to want to. Why? Because we're busy making an empire. Obviously, we have no time for this silly, foo-foo stuff. We need to go and create and cultivate and win and win and win. It's not going to be as enjoyable as we think. We're going to be good at it. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to be good at moving forward, going after one thing, next. Finding the balance and really settling in a home base or really embracing what makes us feel secure about ourselves. That's going to be the tricky thing during this time because we're going to be looking at others and saying, but that should be what guides me forward instead of saying, but this is what I love and this is what I need and this is who I am. So that's going to be really important for us to see during this time. So just be aware of it. Let's see what Spirit has to say. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a heart in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced on the 1st of March. So good luck to everyone. Don't be scammed by anybody contacting you in the comment box. The only way that you will know how we will proceed is in the video. The winners will be announced there, and then all the instructions will be in there. So good luck to everyone. And if you're interested in purchasing a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or a healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. So here we have prosperity. It is letting us shine in prosperity and in success. It is looking at ourselves and seeing us as prosperous. That's going to be a really big thing because, again, we're going to have this time and we're going to be like, that's what prosperity is. I'm going to be chasing that instead of looking at ourselves and saying, wow, well done me. We need to say, well done me. Even if you are afraid of certain things, even if you're overwhelmed by certain things, really grounding ourselves, seeing ourselves, and moving forward in our blessings, that's going to be a game changer, and that's going to be super important for us. So being aware of this is going to be where we need to be. We need to say, I am prosperous. And even if we're afraid, like, okay, well, and we have little voices of lack coming forward, because they will, you can't do this, you can't do that, we're going to need to step back and say, oh yes, I can. I'm finding my balance. I'm finding my sanctuary of self, my home base, and I'm moving forward in that energy. So let's see. Oh goodness. Let's see our chakra energy, angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. So we have two. Okay. We have life purpose coming forward, reverse, and we have self mastery in the upright position. So this is the solar plexus chakra, and this is the third chakra. As an air sign energy, we need to be aware when our third chakra is out of balance. So this is going to be a time where if we can, sing along on the radio, or, if we can hum or chanting, anything we can do to really activate our thyroid in our throats is going to be super important for us. We're needing to activate our throat chakra and really embrace that energy. We're going to be off the path of our purpose, right? If we do not take balancing ourselves and looking at the prosperity that truly brings abundance and bliss into our lives, we are going to be knocked off our path of where we need to be spiritually, personally, and honorably for ourselves. It moves us then to self-mastery. We are going to be very, very good at forging ourselves during this time, of putting ourselves in really difficult situations and coming out of them stronger and like faster and better, right, than we were before. Is it necessarily going to be the healthiest thing for us? No, it's not. But we also need to listen to our inner self, our inner soul, slow things down, and let ourselves take our gut reaction to things and say, okay, what is this? Okay, how do I move forward here? So that's going to be important. So let's see what spirit, oh no, we already did that, what spirit has to say. Let's see the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Here we have the Two of Cups reversed. There is some sort of blockage around healing, or there's going to be something that needs to be healed that we're just not going to be here for. There's a sense of like, no, I'm not healing this, or no, I'm not moving forward this way. So embracing the Two of Cups is going to be super important. Embracing healing, beautiful love, stepping forward in that energy, because we're going to have a block around our healing. Now, is this everybody? No. If you're listening and saying, Dane, that would never be me, then it's not. But knowing that a lot of Libras are going to have difficulty letting in the healing energy. Why? Because we're so focused on the next thing. We don't want to be slowed down by the slow, arduous spiritual work. So being aware of this is going to be a very important thing for us. Now we're crowned by the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is the minor arcana marriage card. So do be mindful here about commitments during this time, because we can find that they can be, a lot of egos can come forward during a dragon year. So just be aware of that. We are entering into a new 20-year feng shui cycle. And this is going to be important. We're feeling an energy shift for ourselves. So we need to see where our footing is going to be first and foremost. Now, the dominant element for this new 20-year cycle is going to be fire. Now, we're going to see this last, of course, until 2044. And the number 9 is also going to be very important. Fire and the number 9. Now, fire is related to life, to power, and to comfort. And the number 9 is an auspicious number that signifies completion of luck. So completion luck. It's like things that are bringing things full circle. So during this time, we need to look at what we're dedicated to, what we're devoted to, and how we're moving forward in that energy. Our devotions are going to be questioned. Now, it can be questioned because it's not looking like everybody else's. So we do have to be mindful about that. But it can also be questioned because our fire, our tenacity, our desire to move forward is different than it had been. And we're going to be looking at ourselves in a very different way, in a more open way. So just being mindful about this, things that we thought were foundationally super secure, we can find during this year that we're like, ooh, questioning that, and ooh, looking at that in a different way. And oh, I didn't expect that. So just being aware. Temperance is reverse. We need balance. Okay, temperance is balance. Libra energy and Sagittarius energy are the two energies associated with law. So Sagittarius is the truth. Reverse, lies, right? So here, just knowing for ourselves that there are going to be energies that come forward that trip us up, like lies, doubts, fears, chaos in that way that trip us up. So being mindful about this is going to be super important. Also be very mindful of lying to yourself because you think that that's how you're supposed to be, right? That's what it's supposed to be. It's like, no, be very open with you. Keep a diary where you write things down and you're just open with yourself. If you don't want to, write it all down because that can seem incriminating. Like, you don't want your partner to find it or you don't want somebody to read it and be like, ooh, wow, you were thinking not nice thoughts, that type of thing. Then let yourself just think and let all the thoughts come forward in your head while you're meditating and let yourself just release. That's going to be really, really important for you, Libra. With the 8 of Wands, we're going to see things moving very quickly. It's very interesting that we're okay with the speed of things. I'm seeing that as being apprehensive. Like the speed of things is going to feel very natural to us, but in our innate self, like the speed of things, we want things to kind of slow down. We want things to be more gentle, but we're going to be looking at things and be like, okay, next. It's going to be exciting, but we're always going to be thinking about the past and the future. We're going to have a very difficult time standing in the now and taking forward the prosperity of the now. We can be always thinking of tomorrow and not really kind of like saving and building today. So just be aware of this. Also, we're going to have a tendency to take other people's words for it. It's like, oh, well, they think so. Then obviously it is. It's like, no, ground it, save it, understand it. That's going to be a very powerful thing for us. We need a bird's eye view. We need to look at the big picture. We can get too myopic, too blinders. That's it. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the horse with the blinders on. We can get too blinders about things. We can get too it's all of this and none of that. So just being aware of this during this time is going to be super important as well. Also, there's a sense of like, I put in my hard work, so now things are going to be easier. But here, she's put in her hard work, yes, but now it's time for the harvest, and that's more hard backbreaking work. It's not saying we're going to have to do hard backbreaking work, but it's like, okay, now it's the next thing, and that's going to be work, and now it's the next thing, and that's going to be work, and that's okay. We need to stay in the present and in the energy of I can do this, and I am doing this. The 10 of Pentacles reversed is resisting a completion of a cycle financially. Now, we might be saying, I'm not resisting anything financially. Let the money come in. The cards are saying something different. We're afraid. For one reason or another, it can be a trauma from when we were little. It can be a trauma from a relationship that we were in or are in. Whatever it is, look at your relationship with money. And it's time to start blessing your money. It's time to start blessing you. It's time to sit in meditation, to calm things down and center things, which is actually going to be one of the last things we want to do, Libra. We want to just keep on moving, keep on going. And yet everything for this dragon year is saying, build the fire within you, build the passion within you, get yourself firmly grounded, see what it is that you want, embrace the healing, release all the negativity that is within inside. and see yourself move forward in ways that you hadn't imagined. We need to connect with our inner child for healing. We do. It's going to be so important. It's going to be groundbreaking for us. We're going to find inspiration in the most unlikely of places, but we're not really into that. We don't want to be a student. We want to keep on moving and building, moving and building. And Spirit's like, hey, listen, step into yourself and calm it down. We could do the child meditation, which I absolutely love. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. And visualize yourself as the adult you are now. And see the kid that you were once upon a time running into your arms. And give that child a hug. And say, I love you. I'm here for you. I will always be here for you. And I will always love you. I will always believe you. And I will always listen to you. You're my best. In the whole entire world, I love you. And see how that moves you forward. See what comes from that. See the release that comes forward. You can pause this and sit in that energy. But there's some wall here around the heart. Now, it can be around water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Okay? So if you're born on the cusp with Scorpio, if you have water sign energy in your heart, you're not letting yourself learn from it for one reason or another. And I see it as it's frivolous, right? It's not going to lead me to achieve and succeed. It's not going to open up the doors to absolute success and prosperity. But it is. It is. It might not be the $1 million house on the hill, or the multi-million-dollar house on the hill with the fancy cars and, the designer wardrobe. But there is nothing wrong at all with a quiet, good life. Actually, a quiet, good life is really quite brilliant. So let's see what our subconscious spirit message is, and it's fairy tales reverse. We're forgetting our fairy tales. We're forgetting what inspired us. Now, it can be, okay, you're forgetting your fairy tales about dragons. Connect with those again. This is a time to slay dragons. It is a time to look at things and say, I'm not going to be held back by my fear anymore. But we have a resistance to finding the balance and healing because we're going to think, I just have to keep on moving forward. And we're not going to see the biggest steps that we will ever take towards our success are the ones that nobody sees us walking, are the ones that are done within our heart. Connect with your fairy tales. Connect with the stories that brought you so much joy when you were little, that you wished were real, that when you found out they weren't, it was like slightly devastating. Connect. Connect with the fairy tales and start to weave those fairy tales into your life. That sense of wonderment, that sense of creation, that sense of adventure. That's going to be really important. Our subconscious chakra message is visualization. This is the third eye chakra. Open your third eye. Let yourself visualize. Let yourself look. Let yourself discover. Let yourself see what it is that you really want. And block out the chatter of everybody else and say, okay, this is what I want. This is what I need. This is what I'm visualizing. This is what's moving me forward. The things that really bring you joy, bring you a sense of pride and success. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Ace of Cups reverse, blocking up our hearts. There's a gift that's coming for us emotionally, and we're like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I don't really want it. And Spirit's like, no, you're going to have to take it. But we need to be mindful because the emotions will flood us. It will be intense. It will be overpowering. And we have to look at ourselves and say, okay, am I ready for that? Am I ready for the intensity of emotions to come forward? The answer is hopefully yes. Because once the intensity of the emotions come forward and things settle, I see myself more. I know myself more. I feel connected to me. Right now, there's a little bit of a disconnect. So just be mindful about this. Our subconscious tarot message is the Hierophant. Now, this is Taurus energy. This is also the Major Arcana Marriage card. So we have the Minor Arcana Marriage card reversed at top, and we have the Major Arcana Marriage card upright. Subconsciously, we're looking at what we're devoted to. Subconsciously, we know what we're devoted to. We know what we want. There's a sense of deep commitment to where we need to be. And it's letting the subconscious come forward and not listening to anything else. That's going to be super important. This is also deeply connecting with earth sign energy, well, with Taurus energy, which is earth sign energy. And this is really looking at, okay, what do I want? Where do I need to be? Remember, the Hierophant in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck is the Pope. And the Pope was like the King of Kings. You get to tell kings what to do. Here, this is Tristan. No, this is Taliesin. And Taliesin was the most talented of all the bards in Celtic mythology. So we're going to see ourselves embracing our talents, embracing our skills. Subconsciously, we see it. The key during this time and the trick is going to be to bring that forward into our conscious world. Okay. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this Lunar New Year and of ourselves. So take a nice, and note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Libra. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.